Okay, I need that shot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Hi
Hey, guys.
Welcome to our new podcast. We are called the
Mom's Day Off with
Anna and
Brenda.
So in our podcast, we're going to be talking about how it is to be a first-time mom. I just feel like not a lot of people talk about this topic when it comes to motherhood or anything like that. And I feel like we both have two different type of experiences when it comes to motherhood. So you want to start off with talking about, how
It was
it
when
was.
well, first of all, well, it wasn't really planned. I was actually on birth control. I was on a depot shot for a year and a half. And I was hearing like rumors from like people that would previously do the depot shot. Like it would be hard for them to get pregnant. So I was like, there's no way I could get
You're like,
pregnant
let me
easily.
get in there. I can't
Let me try
be
it
that
out.
1%.
So I stopped taking birth control because first of all, it would make me feel very hormonal. Like I wouldn't feel like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I just didn't like it. So then I just stopped, and then
You're
You
like,
know.
God take control.
yeah,
And the God took control.
yeah,
And
and
he
then
said, pregnant.
yeah, and I don't know. It's just something inside of me that was just like, I think I'm pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I just took a pregnancy test at home. And the first one that found out was actually my little sister.
No way.
Yeah, because I was calling Anthony on the phone. Like I
Uh-huh.
probably gave him like a good 50 missed calls, and he never answered. And
It's
so the next
Anthony.
day, he actually called me back at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm just like,
Be like,
and I'm
now
like,
you
yeah,
call me?
well, I'm
Wait, so
pregnant.
you told him over the
Through
phone?
the phone, yeah.
At 5 a.m. like you were
Yeah.
sleeping.
And
Like
it's
he-
funny because that same day, so it was a Thursday night that I found
Mhm.
out. Going through a Friday morning, I had a doctor's appointment with my PCP.
Mhm.
So then I told him, I was like, well, I'm going to go with my doctors either way today, so I'll for sure find out. And when I went, I told my doctor that I took a home pregnancy test and it came out positive. So, yeah, so we did one in there. And he told me, yeah, you're pregnant. And what I liked about him, that he was like, well, you have options of
Mhm.
anything. But...
Because how old were you again?
I was young. Well, for me, it's young. I was 23.
Uh-huh.
Now that I think
is
of
young,
it,
though.
I'm like, yeah, I see 23-year-olds like my cousins or friends. And I'm just like, wow, I was your age when I was pregnant. I'm like,
yeah.
I was young.
Yeah.
But
23 is still young. You just turned 21. You could finally drink. And
Yeah.
You're like, nope, okay. Let me get pregnant.
hmm
Damn, but I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
yeah,
Well, so mine is different though, because I mean, we were trying for a while. Like, Ivan and I, we tried for like 2 years, maybe 3. Well, in the third one, we finally got pregnant. So in the second year, I started working at where we work now, and the doctor, shout out to you, Dr. Hardy. She helped me out. She was like, okay, like this is what we're gonna do. Like, just keep going at it. Once a month for a whole week, just have sex nonstop every other day. So that's what I did. I actually got pregnant with the first baby. I forgot, it was like maybe like May, and we got pregnant. We were happy because then I started taking the medication, and we were, since those 2 years we were trying and we got pregnant. We're like, oh my god, yes, exciting. But unfortunately, like, it didn't last. So things happen, things weren't meant to be. But at least that, because I have PCOS, so it's really hard when it comes to people that have PCOS. Not a lot of people talk about it. Like, PCOS is something that affects a lot of women, and I feel like a lot of women can relate when I say, like, it's hard to get pregnant.
How old were you when you
When-
found out you had PCOS?
Oof, I was like 12. Like,
Wow.
I was a kid. Like, I was middle school taking birth control, like the pill, and I was like, and
But
everybody.
did they tell you why you had to take?
Yeah,
like,
they were like,
properly
'cause-
explained.
Yeah, even though when you're a kid, when you're that young and you go to the doctor, like, they explain to you, and then you're like, so I gotta take a pill. They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay. That's all I heard. I didn't hear like it's hormonal. I didn't hear it's about like it affects more than that. It's like your progesterone levels and everything. All I heard is you gotta take a pill, and then that's about it. So so then I was just like, okay, so whatever, we got pregnant. I obviously that the first pregnancy didn't work out, but like my doctor said, she was like, at least you got pregnant, that's the first thing.
That was the first sign.
Yeah, like, okay, like I could actually do it. But in the beginning I was okay, the next month let me try again, and then it didn't work out, and then the next month and the next month, and then at some point I feel like I got so discouraged. I was like, oh my god, but it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm like, and I kept telling her, I'm like, what's wrong? Like, why can't I get pregnant again? She's like, no, just don't stress too much, because stress also affects yeah. So I kept doing ultrasounds. I kept doing like a lot of procedures, and a year later is when I finally got pregnant with Aaliyah. And it's funny because on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, like, it was my two friends and we went out to drink, and we were like celebrating because I had to do every month. I had to do like some blood work, and to see if I ovulate or not, because you have to ovulate, and after you ovulate, you have sex, and if you have sex, then you could get pregnant with ovulation. So my progesterone level came out so high, and I was like, yes, like, let's celebrate. So we went out to Cinco de Mayo, but I was celebrating every month, because you never know.
Right.
And then I remember I took like shots, we drank margaritas, and I was all right, let's see like what happens. And then I don't know, like, I just wasn't feeling well, and I was just in my head. I remember
what were you feeling
like headaches, but then like a stomach ache. Like, I don't know,
not like a regular stomach ache.
No,
where
not
you
like
could be
a
like,
regular
oh,
stomach
like,
ache.
I gotta take a shit.
Yeah, no, it was like. But then I was like, maybe it was me being nervous, because I'm like, when you're nervous and you're like, because I remember every month is already in my head, but at some point I was okay, what, it is what it is at this point. Like, I'm not gonna keep forcing it. If it happens, it happens, great. If not, it is what it is. So, I took a test, and I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And then I took it, and it's like a little faint line. I was like, oh, no way. Like, I was like, no way. Like, this is not. I was like, can't be true. I'm like sitting in the toilet still, like looking at this. And I'm like, no. I call Ivan, like Anthony. He didn't pick up. And then I was like, bro.
Why am I like this?
Right? I'm like, what is an emergency? What if I'm dying and I need something? And I'm like, okay, fuck me, I guess. You're not going to answer me. But he didn't answer. So then I called Ruby. So I called Ruby. Ruby was on the bus at that time, and I called her, and I was like, guess what? She's like, oh my god, what happened? And I'm still sitting in the toilet, butt naked, and then I'm like, I just show her, and she's like, no way. And I was like, yes. And I'm like, no, this can't be true. And I'm like already shaking, and then Ivan calls me back. He's working, and then he's like, what happened? And I'm like, he's like, what is that? And I was like, it's a positive pregnancy test. And he was like, no way. And then I was like, but it's like, those like the cheap ones. Like, it's not like the brand ones, like, the ones that tell you, like, for sure.
Okay.
So then he was like, no, go to Rite Aid, go, or whatever, like, go, get up. And then I'm like, go and get like those legit huge ones that say, like, pregnant or not pregnant. So then I went, and then I got it, and then I took it, and it came back positive. Like, it said pregnant. And then I started crying, and I was like, like, wow, after like 3 years, like, this, like, is it really happening again? But then in the back of my head, it's like, am I gonna lose it again?
You didn't want to get excited.
Yes, because I was scared, because I'm like, first, the only people that I told that date was Ivan and Ruby. But other than that, it was hard for me to tell anyone else, because I'm like, what if I shared the good news like I did the first time, and then it happens again, So I was more like, I'm gonna keep it to myself. And then, like, you guys didn't even know until I did the Kylie Jenner. You guys did not know anything. And I was like,
hey guys, I'm 34 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, right? I was just wearing big shirts, baggy stuff. And then I think eventually people start finding out, because where we work, you have to change the visit types to you are pregnant and to confirm your pregnancy. And I feel like that's when people started finding out. And I was like, fuck, people are in my fucking business now. But little by little, I started telling people. I think I just waited for, like, the real ultrasound, so you could see, like, it's viable, it's good, like, everything. But yeah, like, that's how I became a mom. Like,
but during your whole pregnancy, like, was that like a thought in your head? Like,
yes, any little thing. I'm like, I have to eat right because I don't want to lose her. I have to make sure I walk enough because I don't want to lose her. I gotta like if they could, I should have got like those ultrasound machines that you could check for.
Oh yes,
Yes, have you
I've been
seen
seeing
it?
it. I've been
Yeah,
seeing them that you just put it to hear the heartbeat, right?
yes. Like I was gonna buy it, but I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm gonna go crazy. Imagine like one day I like she moved and she's not there and I don't hear nothing. I would have been, oh my god, like what the fuck's going on?
Okay,
Yeah,
you panic for no reason.
yeah. So then Ivan was like, nah, don't do it. And then I even told my doctor. She was like, for what? And I was like, it's true, for what? You're gonna waste money
Like
for
that,
what?
Mom.
Yeah, like I was paranoid, especially like after losing your like a baby. Like I feel like that's something always in the back of your head. Like
Right.
you fall, you trip,
But
or
overall,
anything.
like your whole pregnancy, like what can you say
Oh.
from it? Like was it like
Nobody tells you how much you throw up in the beginning.
you threw up only in the beginning?
Only in the beginning, the first
Yeah.
trimester, and
That-
after the first trimester, I was fine.
That's amazing. Well, not that it's amazing, but I feel like I threw up my whole pregnancy up until the day I gave birth.
No way.
Every day, and it's just I still feel it sometimes. Like even like brushing my teeth, it was like
hard.
I hated it. I hated
Uh-huh.
the smell of it, and I just
So what were you eating?
I was barely eating. I was kid you not, probably would just eat like once a day. And then I was always laying down. I was always tired. I stopped working maybe like 7 months.
No way.
Yeah, I was just so fatigued, so like tired, so I lost weight. Also, like my belly and my baby was very small. So that's the thing. I never understood that. So when I went to back then my OBGYN, she told me how my baby was not on the percentage, something like that.
Yeah.
So he was small. So I would have to go to my ultrasounds every week. But I didn't really like know much of it because she didn't really explain.
Yeah.
Which I wished she would have explained more to me, like, oh, like maybe start doing this, start doing that. Like
She just like
yeah, she was
here.
like, okay, yeah, just go. You gotta go every week, to your ultrasounds, to So I'm just be like, okay, like a first time mom, I feel like nobody really tells you what to expect or like what to do. And yeah, I mean,
And I feel like our parents didn't really explain that to us either.
yeah,
like,
I mean,
no,
no.
I didn't really have a mom there, but somebody could have told me like, hey, by the way, this is what it means.
And also, I feel like our parents are like old fashioned. Probably they wouldn't really talk about sex like
no,
that.
that for sure.
Like I
no.
wasn't really told like nothing. I mean, not even about birth control. Nothing
Facts.
like that.
What is birth control? No, but damn, but you weren't eating at all.
No, so
So you had no cravings?
no. Yes, the cravings I would get would be sweets. I'm not a sweet tooth person. Like I do not eat candies, cakes, not pastry, stuff like that. Rarely the case. And if I do, I just like nibble on it.
Yeah.
But during my pregnancy, I was just basically surviving on soda, on Coke,
No
Coca-Cola.
way.
Yeah, I would not drink that water, nothing. Everything would come and I would just throw it up. Just soda. My baby was surviving on soda, candy. I guess the candy would help with the
Yeah,
throwing
I
up
heard
as
sour
well.
candy helps. I know that.
I
sour
would just
candy.
eat everything of that, but
For no
food-wise,
food.
just like once a day, and then that's it. And I would just sleep all. Yeah.
Oh no, like I had, I mean, not cravings, not crazy cravings, but like when we were at work, remember? I was like craving the strawberry with chocolate, but now I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's so disgusting. Like,
Really?
yeah, I feel like me that asco.
Maybe
Like,
too
you know
much
what?
chocolate.
Yes, like now, like looking at it, I was like, ew, like how did I eat a cup full of strawberries with chocolate? Like the big ones, and I used to finish that in like less than 5 minutes. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, I don't know, but I did eat. Like in the beginning, I was just like my best friend was the toilet. Like I was just running to that toilet nonstop. And then after like the second trimester, like I'll say like the middle of second trimester, that's when like I got better. And then after that, I was just eating, and I was gaining mad weight. I don't know. I know you say you were losing weight.
I was losing the weight, so you were actually gaining, and I was the opposite.
Yeah.
I was losing the weight.
I was gaining. Like I gained, like at the end of my pregnancy, I was 200 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't remember how much I weighed.
but 200 pounds is wild.
That is
Like
wow.
I'm like 200. I could never. No, Aaliyah said we're gonna gain 200, and this is how you're gonna feel with 200. And I was
How
like,
much did she weigh when she come out?
like almost 8,
Eight?
almost 8 pounds.
Like
Yeah,
average.
yeah. She wasn't crazy big, even though the ultrasounds be telling you that they're huge, and then when you give birth, I feel like they don't match.
Oh, my baby came out small. He was
Mhm.
like he was born at 36, 37 weeks.
Mhm.
And
And how was your delivery?
it was tough. In the beginning, I couldn't really talk about it. Like
Mhm.
when people would just like, "Oh, so how was it?" And I would just try to like brush it off a bit. Only like my close ones I would tell, but
Yeah.
it was hard for me to talk about it in the beginning because it would make me cry.
Mhm.
Because as a first time parent and any like, I feel like you visualize it differently. Like you want it different. I don't know how to explain it. Like for example, like well with me, I was at a regular ultrasound appointment.
Mhm.
No, I'm lying. I was at my regular prenatal appointment. Um, my OBGYN, that's what she tells me. She's like, hey, so your baby is actually breached.
Mhm.
And so you're still very young. She was like, let's try to aim for when they move the baby
Oh, okay, okay.
to try to put the head to the,
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
So then she was like, I think you could do it. And then she told me the risks. She's like, well, the risks are also like if your water breaks, we're going to have to deliver the baby right away, or the heart rate could also, drop. So I was just like, okay. I was like very nervous, very scared. I called like my mom. I called Anthony. I was just like, okay, so this is what happened. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, and then everybody was just like, my mom, most of all, she was like, oh, she's like, don't worry. Like, everything's going to be fine. She's like, just put your faith in God, like.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, you're right. Because if I put it in my head, like, like, oh my God, like, something's going to go wrong, then obviously I feel like you bring that negativity towards you.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, that happened, and they scheduled me for them to that procedure. Anthony was gonna come with me actually, but I told him, I was like, don't miss work. I was like, just go to work. Nothing's gonna happen. Like, I already have in my head that nothing's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna be like a regular, fast, procedure, and I'm just gonna go on, with my day, and you're just gonna miss a day from work. But then that happened, and I remember very clearly. I just went inside. The moment I was just sitting in the waiting area I took off my gown and everything. I'm laying down. I'm waiting for them to bring the bed to I guess, the procedure.
The procedure room?
Yeah, the delivery room. So I'm just there laying down, and I'm just like praying to God. I'm like, oh my God, like, like, please, like, I don't want to have a C-section. Like, I want my baby to come out. Like,
and you were there because they told you they were just gonna.
Yeah, they were just gonna be the procedure, like, but I'm here thinking like, like I want everything to be good. To break. Like I want everything to be good. Like just let's get to it, and that's it. But then in my head, I'm just like, damn, I don't want to be selfish and like, like I got like, no. But then I was just like, like whatever happens, happens. Like as long as I come out alive and my baby comes up, healthy and good. I'm like, whatever is your will, like So then they brought me inside the room. They were putting my epidural, which, by the way, was a really horrible experience because I feel like he poked me like 3 times the back.
And those needles are
huge. Oh my God! Thank God I did not see the needle or anything like that. I literally went in there blindsided. Like I did not know nothing. Like I didn't know they were gonna put the epidural and none of that. So I was just nervous sitting down. Like they were telling me like, oh, you have to like relax, like your shoulders. You have to. Like,
and you did that alone.
I did everything alone. So then that happened. I'm laying down. I'm feeling very cold. I'm like shaking, shivering.
Yeah, the epidural shakes.
And that's the thing I didn't know. I didn't know that the epidural gives you the shakes. All of a sudden, like, I hear the doctor yelling across. She was like, somebody, like, call her husband. And then that's what kind of scared me. And I just started crying in there because I'm like, oh my God, like
what's happening?
What's happening? I'm by myself. I'm like, I felt like I was just laying down, I'm about to be chopped open, and all of a sudden I see like the gown go up, and then they start. She was like, the heart rate dropped, and we have to take him out. And I was just so like, oh my God, like this is happening, like. And then I was just there shaking and crying, and they couldn't put him to my chest because they had to take him out to absorb him. And then once he came out, he didn't cry at first. I didn't hear him cry. And then afterwards, like maybe like a minute, that's when I heard him cry actually. Mm-hmm. And then she was like, "Oh, it's, your
he's
beautiful
okay,
baby boy.
yeah,
he's okay." But they still did not give him to me. They had him.
Kept him and
they kept him there.
You think maybe because he was small?
I don't know.
Because usually, like, I think with C-sections, don't they put like the baby at least near the mom?
That's what I'd be seeing, but they didn't even do that with me. That's why I was concerned. I was like, they didn't put him in my chest or put him mm-hmm. or even for me to see him.
Yeah.
No, they didn't do that to me. They were just like, oh, like he's good, but they didn't bring him to me. I was just there, like I was crying, mm-hmm. and they were just trying to calm me down, like, oh, everything's okay. And then afterwards, I guess they were like sewing me up, and when everything was done, that's when they put him to me, gave him all wrapped up, and gave him to me. Mm-hmm. And from the room, they brought me to another room, and that's when I asked. I was like, hey, by any chance, I was like, did anybody call my husband? Like,
yeah,
does he know? Like, I'm here. Like,
oh, what's happening?
Like, what's happening? And then the nurse was like, oh, let me find out. Then but before she left, I was like, can you guys just give me my bag? And then she passed me my bag, and I got my phone. And then the first one I called was Anthony. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, did anybody call you? Like, and he was like, no. I was like, oh, well, I had the baby.
He's like, what?
He was like, what?
We're like, what baby? Our baby? Because I think our baby's still in there, no?
Right. But yeah, mind you, he was working in the city at that time. So he literally rushed it in Uber to the clinic where I was at. And then I called my mom. And then my mom was also like, no one called me, because they're both under my emergency contact list. So if anything was to happen to me, they were the first ones to get called. But no one called me. That's the only thing that kind of like sucked. Because I'm just like...
Yeah, like you have people, you wanted someone there, especially that's traumatic.
And I was by myself, so I feel like the first time I was like, I didn't want to experience this beautiful moment, and especially the way I experienced it, like by myself,
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I called them, and my mom had to rush to where I was at, and yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, that's so bad.
In the beginning, that's why I couldn't really talk about it, because it'll make me cry. Because I'm just like, oh, I didn't.
Because it's traumatic. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be a beautiful moment. But not like
I easily just talk about it with anybody. I'm just like, well, I was by myself.
Damn. Nah, that's crazy. Like, they didn't call anybody, and it's like you said, you will have those emergency contacts there
for a reason.
So they're, what are they there for then? Just to be there, looking cute.
Yeah, design.
Oh my God, no, that's so bad. Like, it's hard. Like, I don't know how you deal. And then after, like, the C-section.
Oh yeah.
Because I heard you can't even pick up the baby, no?
No, it's really hard. It's very painful, even to get up, to even like to do anything.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be careful not to even open that up.
Yeah,
that's the scary part.
I felt like in the beginning when I would get up, like I would feel like half of my body would like just fall. That's what I felt. It felt like it, but like all my organs were gonna come out. But
it's scary.
But no, it was hard, and especially like I really did want to breastfeed him.
Yeah.
I remember the nurses would come saying like, hey, do you want us to teach you stuff like that? And I said, yeah, because that was my plan to do. Yeah. Even after anything. I remember they would come, they would help me, for him to start latching. Yeah. But since I guess it was in the first few days, like milk wasn't really coming. Mm-hmm. So, and I didn't know either, like for you to like, I guess, start producing, I guess more, you had to like keep often doing it, like every like 30 or minutes or every hour to keep doing it.
Yes.
So like I would be so tired, and with my pain, I would forget. And I remember just waking up, and I'm just like, holy shit, I have these big ass melons. Yeah, I'm just like, whoa. But that was because I was, I think it's when you're engorged.
Yeah, and that's painful.
And it was really painful. I discovered that I had a third nipple on my armpit.
No.
Yes, that the whole thing went to like my side.
Not a third nipple.
Yeah, so they gave me the heating pads, and
Uh-huh.
then they gave me to pump it out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You're
and it was
crazy
hard.
walking around like that.
Yeah.
Fucking tetona.
Yeah. Oh, I was
Yeah,
like,
you're like,
"Ooh."
okay, fine.
Okay,
Free
I like
free
it.
boob job. No, that's painful. I remember that. Like, but wow. No, I mean, thank God I am grateful that I delivered vaginal, so like normal. She came out pretty easy, like 2 pushes. She came out. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so grateful. I'm like, thank you. That's why I'm scared to have another one because I'm like, she
What
did
if
so
it doesn't
good.
come out this?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm scared. Like, it came out like she came out perfect. Like, I just feel like, Ivan in the beginning, he wasn't there because he went. I was like, no, like, just go to work.
Oh, you were just like me.
Yeah. Why are we sending these men to work?
I don't know.
Why are we sending these men
We're
to work?
independent women. We don't need them. Now, I'm kidding.
I'm like, but at the end, I'll be like, hey, can you come? I'm like, I think you should come now. And he's like, why? You're like, you're about to deliver? And I was like, no, but I feel lonely and I'm bored. But I'm like,
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah.
I didn't want to be alone. But like I did say, like the only people I wanted there was him. Like I didn't want nobody else in that room. I just felt like it should be like an intimate moment where it should be just him and me. Mm-hmm. But no, I mean, my delivery is a little different from yours, I would say, because how I found out it was, I was like at work and I went during my lunch break to get the ultrasound and like, a regular ultrasound. And it's funny because that day, like Ivan usually goes to all my ultrasounds, but then he was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I did a double. And then I was like, I don't care. Like, you're still coming. You're still coming with me. And then he was like, okay, fine. So he came and they did an ultrasound, and usually they'll be like, okay, like everything's great, like just see you next time, right? So then she's like, okay, see you. And then she was like, wait, give me 1 second. And then like she just kept, and then like trauma came back. I was like, oh my God, something's wrong, like there's no way, like what is going on? Because like I don't know, it took me back to the first pregnancy. Okay. Right? So I was just like thinking of that, and I was like, no, like something's going to happen. But she was just like, so we have a guest. Not our first guest. Saint. Whatever. Anyways, so basically, she was just like, you have to see the doctor. You have to wait here for a little bit. And in my head, I'm like, no, something's going on. Because
wait, so you were with the technician?
Yeah, I was with the technician, and she just told me, hold on,
okay,
let me do some, like a scanning or whatever. And I said, okay. And then she was like, okay, just wait outside for the doctor. She wants to speak with you. And then I'm like, well, something's wrong because
when they tell you that the doctor's going to come, that's because something's serious.
Yes,
yeah.
And then I was like looking at Ivan like something's off. And he was like, do you feel the baby kick? I was like, yeah, she's kicking, she's moving. I'm like she's moving right now. Like I'm like, I don't know, there's something's wrong. So whatever, like a lady was before me, so she went, and I'm still there like panicking, and I'm like, wait, there's something's wrong. And then she finally called me, and then she was like, hey, so just want to let you know, like her umbilical cord is really thick. And then I'm like, okay, like what does that mean? Like I know she's a chunky baby, but I'm like, okay, she's thick. She's like eating from there, like I don't know.
Right.
So then she was like, yeah, it's actually very dangerous.
So it's dangerous if the baby has
a thick umbilical cord. I forgot what it's called and what it's called. So Ivan knows more about that, because I'm telling you, when she was talking, and then she was like, this. All I heard was umbilical cord is thick, and you might have a stillbirth. And when I heard stillbirth, I'm like, stillbirth? I'm like, what does that even mean? And then I remember I was like, wait, no, like that means like she could die. And then I'm like, nah. Like, so then when she was talking, it's like, when you hear somebody talk and then all you hear is like,
yeah,
but it's like everything goes quiet.
The cat, and it's like the loading.
Yes. So that was me. Like, but now I'm like, no, I'm like, so my baby's dying. Like that's all I can remember. And remember, like Ivan just like we were like this, and then Ivan just like held my hand, and then I remember like when he did that, I just looked at it, and then I was like, huh? I'm like, what's going on? And then she kept talking, and then I was just like okay, what? And then. What happened? See, I don't remember. Then I got up, and then he was like, "Okay, you have to go to labor and delivery, and we're gonna have to induce you." And then I was like, "Induce me?" I was like, "For what?" And then I was like, "You didn't listen to what she said?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "What's going on?" I'm like here in another world. Like I'm like, I'm like, is my baby okay? Like, is our baby good? And I'm like, he's like, yes, our baby's fine, but they have to induce you because they're saying it's very dangerous, and it could lead up to like stillbirth, and obviously that's not something they want to do. So then I'm like, okay. So then they made me wait, and then inducing takes a really long time. It's not like, okay, it's out. Like, it takes a while, and then they have to put like the balloon in you, which is huge, by the way. Like, at first it's little, but it's painful. So I mean, I didn't know this at first, so I just told him, just go to work, like, it's fine. And he does work in the Bronx, so from Brooklyn to the Bronx is far.
It's far.
Yeah. So then he left. And then I was just like there by myself, and then I told the lady, like, oh my god, like, this was my lunch break, like, I'm hungry, and like, my baby was like, yo, it's time to eat. And then, like, if you don't eat, like, I just feel so nauseous. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go eat. So I told her, I'm like, can I come back? Because I'm like, honestly, I was on my lunch break, so I have to clock out, I'm guessing. Like, what do I do? And she was like, yeah, like, you have to get like your things ready. And then I'm like, things ready? I'm like, I didn't bring anything with me. I was like, what do you mean things ready? Like, right? So then I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be right back. She's like, yeah, by the time you come back, like, we should have a room ready for you. I said, okay. So I remember, like, she thought I was gonna go to the lunchroom because the lunchroom was open. Yes. And I was like, hell no. If this is my last meal, I'm gonna eat good. So I remember this was winter time. It was like after Christmas, before New Year's, because she was born the 28th. So the 27th, it's still cold. It was snowing. I wobbled myself down. I got the elevator. I left. I went to where we work. I got my stuff. And then I was like, okay, my last meal. I got to eat pizza. So my fat ass ate 2 slices of pizza. I think I got a Pepsi, and I got him a chocolate cake. I was like, if I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna eat good, because I'm like, I don't know how long, I'm gonna be up there for. So I remember I ate that in peace, and I wobbled myself back to labor and delivery. And I'm like, hey. And she's like, oh, great. We were just about to call you. And I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, the room's ready. And I was like, okay. So it was just me by myself. And then she was, okay, like, this is what you're going to put on. And then just make yourself comfortable until the doctor comes. And I was like, okay. So I just, like, put my stuff in the big
gown.
Yes. I'm like, oh, my God. Like, you're pregnant, so you look even bigger in it. So then I remember I was looking at myself. I was just, like in different angles. I was like, yo, I look huge. Whatever. Then that happens, and the doctor came. Then she was like, she explained to me what was going on. She was like, this is what we gotta put on. And she was like, just take it easy. You're gonna feel some contractions. I was like, all right, like, let's see what everybody talks about. Yeah, right. Like, I wanted to feel them, because I'm like, like in the movies, like, women be like, like,
screaming,
you can't.
Sweaty.
Yeah. And then it did hurt, I'm not gonna lie. It felt like a really bad cramp, like a really, really, really bad cramp. And then, but I was good. Like, it wasn't as bad as I thought. But once I got 4 centimeters, they were like, you want the epidural? And then I was like, yeah, let's get the epidural. And they're like, you want it now or later? And I was like, let me wait a little bit. Right? So I was like,
you were testing yourself.
Yes, I was like, let's see how far I could get. And then I think I got to 5 centimeters, and then that's when that big needle came into the room. Oh, and by that time, I called him. I was like, hey, like, I'm alone, and I'm like, can you just come? He was like, are you feeling contractions? I was like, yeah, I do. Can you just come, please? And he was like, yeah, okay. Because then here's his job. I'm technically in active labor, because technically at this point,
Yeah.
But it was taking a long time, but I was like, just till you drop that, like, they don't know, like, just come here. And he's like, all right. And even when he came, he didn't even come straight to me, because he was like, I'm gonna go home. I got to get the bags ready. I gotta get the pillow.
You were at work, so you didn't have nothing. I didn't have with
nothing,
you.
No bag, nothing. It's kind of like you, like
I had no bag, nothing either. I delivered
just came with
nothing.
My jacket and my purse for work.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro. Like, in the movies, everybody bring their
whole
bag.
luggage, yeah.
And then I'm here, like, with my big ass jacket. And I was just like walking like a snowman, like, every day. And I was like, oh my God, like, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't have anything. So he was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And then he calls me. He's like, I gotta clean everything. The baby might be coming. And I was like, okay. So then he came after work. He showered, and then thank God I packed the bag, because we always got to be prepared
We're
because
always a
these
step ahead of them.
don't do nothing like that. So got the bag. I had the camera in our room because we have the camera, and legit, like, all I see is him, like like sweeping, mopping.
And you're in active labor watching him on
like,
the camera.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like looking at him, and I'm like this, like, I'm like, oh, and I call him like, hey, like, I see what you're doing. I'm like, just clean behind that too. And he's like, oh, okay, okay. And then I'm looking at him like, oh, okay, he is doing it. He is doing what he's supposed to be doing. And I'm just looking at it, and then after that he came. This man still didn't install the car seat. Of course he didn't. So he had to install the car seat on his, like, before we got there. Then he came and he's like, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Then I told him, thank God he was there for the epidural. I don't know how you did the epidural by yourself.
He was beside you?
Yeah.
Or like, in front of you? Did they make him go in front or?
It was like the nurse was like this on my left side, and then Ivan was on my right side. And then, like, I remember, like, I was holding both because she was like, go like this, and she was like, okay, like, she's like, squeeze my hand, and I felt bad. I was like, no. So I remember I got Ivan's, and I was like, ah. And for hers, I was like, I was still holding hers tight, but for Ivan's, I was like, and then I remember when I looked at Ivan's hand, it was like my
Wait, they made you squeeze her hand?
Yeah, she told me I could squeeze her hand.
Oh, they didn't tell me that.
I was like, I need to squeeze something because I'm like, it's painful.
And
the guy was like, this is what we're gonna do. I told him, I don't want to see it. I'm like, don't show it to me. I don't want to see it. Like, don't show it to me. But I feel like that was the most painful thing for me throughout my whole pregnancy, the epidural.
Epidural?
Yes. But then after that, you don't feel it because then it's like you're on drugs.
Yeah,
you're
everything's numb.
Yeah. So then they're like, oh, you feel a contraction? I was like, no. So okay, perfect. I was like, okay. And then they're like, you have to press the button for more of the drugs to come. So I was like, and then they're like, you feel it? And I was like, I'm like, yeah. And I was like,
oh, so every time you get a contraction, they'll tell you to, like, for them to refill the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's like a little machine that is attached to something, and you just gotta keep pressing it. So I kept pressing. I was like, I don't want to feel nothing. I was like, give me the drugs. And so the machine would just, like, reset. But I think you could eventually finish those drugs, and they could give you more. But I didn't want to finish it. I just wanted enough where I could just be like, I'm okay, So every time it will reset, I'm like, ding. And they're like, oh, you felt that? I was like, yeah, I felt it. And I'm like, I don't want to feel nothing. But so then that happened. And then we go into the 28th because I got there the 27th. I think maybe they started seeing me like at 6, everything was like 6 p.m. And then p.m. because I remember I went there after work.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I still ate. So, and then I still had to wait, until the doctor finally comes to see you. So I'm like, I think at 6 is when they got me comfortable. They're like, okay, the balloon is in there, just relax. So I'm just like, and the balloon hurt. I remember I was like, ah. She's like, don't move. I'm like, I'm not moving. And then she was like, you relax. I'm like, I am relaxing. And like,
but why did they kept the balloon in there the whole time?
No. So in the beginning, they put the balloon so you can open. And I think once you're 2 centimeters, you just pull it, and then because you're already 2 centimeters open, that's the whole point. And then you have to I go with the little peanut thing, and then give it to the side, and then you have the whole leg up there like that.
I thought it was.
But no, the balloon is for your vaginal hole to open. It's like,
I thought it was to like break your water.
No, she did break my water, and it was like the weirdest pop. Like I can still hear it in my head. It was like I didn't
know. When you pop a balloon.
Yes, but like imagine if you had the balloon inside a closet. Like you could still hear it, but it's not like if it's in front of you. Yes, and then you just and then you hear water. It's like a waterfall.
But you didn't feel the water?
No. Oh, did I feel the water? No, because I was numb already.
Oh.
I remember I looked at Ivan and I was like, I'm like, yeah. And he was like, you heard that? I'm like, yes, Ivan, I heard that. And then like we were amazed. We're like, oh my god, my water broke. I'm like, it's coming. Like, it's official. Yeah. And then that doctor left, and another doctor came, and then she was the one that was telling me like, okay, like let's check like for how far along you are. He's like, oh wow, you're pretty far. And he's like, okay, let's practice like pushing. And then I practiced, and she's like, okay, well, let's not, okay, you got it. I'm gonna be right back.
Your problem.
Yeah, I was like, okay. And then it's like, do you feel it? And I was like, no, because I don't feel nothing. Then she left, and the doctor, well, my doctor, she told me that she couldn't make it because it's past Christmas, going to New Year, so she had like family and friends in town. She's like, no, I can't make it. So I was like, damn, like I really wanted her, like she was with me since day one, like throughout this whole journey. And then she's like, no, I'm sorry. So I was like, oh, it's okay, what can you do? But I did like go to the doctor because I also know her too. So then she left, and I'm like, yo, it's been like an hour. I was like, where are you? I'm like, didn't you just say that the baby? I'm like, my head was, oh my gosh, my baby's gonna slip out. Nobody's gonna be here to catch her. Like, what's gonna happen? So then she eventually comes back, but she comes back with the doctor that I originally wanted. And then she's like, hey. And then I remember Ivan and I were like, didn't you say you couldn't make it? And she was like, girl, yeah. She's like, I'm here. I was like, you think I'm gonna miss our baby's first, like the first time she's born? I'm gonna bring her into this world. We got this together. And I was like, okay, thank you. Yeah. So then she came. And she's like, practice pushing, and then I pooped. You know how I ate the pizza and the cake? The pizza and the cake, the sun came out. Oh. And then but it's funny because I thought I farted. And I was like,
well, maybe you sharted.
Maybe I did. But all I remember is like, okay.
Did you smell it?
I did smell it, but I was
it's like shit. Oh my god.
And then I remember like podrido. That's what it smelled like. So I remember like, I was like, I'm gonna pretend that I didn't really fart so nobody notices. And then
Everybody noticed.
and then obviously it was fucking caca coming out my asshole. And I remember Ivan was like, I didn't want to tell you nothing because I feel like I'll make you shy. And then I was like, I'm like, good, because I feel like if not, he would have told me that it wouldn't have came through. Mm-hmm. So whatever, I gave birth or whatever, and then yeah, that. So yeah, basically she came out into pushes, and yeah, she came out, and I remember Ivan cut the umbilical cord, and yeah, I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be like the movies, when I would be like
Yeah.
But yeah, and then they're like, put your chin here, just push, and I'm like, alright, and then she came out. I did tear though. It wasn't crazy though. It was like level 1 or something. So I'm grateful for that. I don't know. I didn't
reach up to your.
No, thank God. That's like level 4, or that's your butthole and your vagina becoming 1.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
I hear stories how.
Yeah. I was like, no, thank God, no. But it I mean, her after. But
I'm guessing.
yeah, because I in recovery, you're like.
How about to poop? Were you able to poop?
Yes, but they were like, you want a laxative so it doesn't hurt? I was like, yes. I was like, make that
they didn't even ask me if I wanted a laxative because I went to my room. I was hungry because I didn't eat nothing. I ate like regular. Then the nurse came, she gave me more drugs, and she gave me a little cup. She was like, here you go, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask what it was.
Yeah,
until maybe 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta take shit.
Yeah.
And I'm here grabbing myself from the freaking bed, pushing myself to go up. And
nobody helped you?
No, myself.
You're lying.
Myself.
No, you're lying. They're supposed to help you.
No.
Okay, it sounds like you have a lawsuit in your hand because the nurse is supposed to help you.
Oh.
I had 2 nurses helping me up in postpartum.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, no, I don't want to.
This one got it. She don't need it.
Well, I was like, no, I don't want her to help me use the bathroom. That's so weird. And then I haven't helped me. He's like, nope, the nurses are here. God forbid you fall or something. I don't want to be responsible.
Now that I think about it, so much stuff. I'm like, damn, whatever.
No, it's so crazy. Yeah, you didn't get helped at all. No, I'm not gonna lie. The nurses that helped me, I'm really grateful for them because they were there for me to answer my questions. They're the ones that told me about latching. But no matter what, just keep latching. Even if nothing's coming out, eventually something's gonna come out.
Where were those nurses when I gave birth? And
Right.
we technically gave birth at the same hospital. I don't know.
And yours is worse than mine because you had a C-section.
Yeah, they should have stayed there right beside me.
Yeah. No, for real. I
Yeah.
would think if you have a C-section, you have to be
even when they took your baby out to I'm guessing they
To clean
should
it.
ask hey or do they?
They asked me.
They didn't ask me. They just took my baby, and they came back. I remember I was sleeping and when I woke up and I see the nurse bringing my baby back. I'm like, huh? He was gone. But then I see him all clean and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I would have
no, but
seen or probably been like no or make my husband go or someone go with.
Yeah, no, they did ask me. They're like, hey, would you like us? Blah blah blah. And I was like, but I looked at her and I'm like, she looks sweet to me. And I was like, all right, sure. It's like, because you know, there's babies that come out really, really, really dirty. I was like, okay, those babies need to be washed. I'm like, but I looked at mine and I'm like,
Let's see.
she's good to me.
She's fine.
Yeah, she's fine. Just leave her right there. But then I was like, nah, you're right. Let me bring a clean baby home. So I was like, all right, yeah, you can take her.
Oh, yes.
But I remember I was just a parent. I was watching her like a hawk, like a freaking hawk. But yeah, like damn, I don't know. You're just very traumatic.
I shouldn't think about it. Well, before I didn't, but now I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
Like it happened.
You know, it happens. Oh, I mean, I'm here today. He's here. He's good. He's healthy. So
How old is he?
He's 3 now.
Damn, he's a big boy.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But time flies.
Yeah.
Like
It sure does.
Like
When
mine's about
I read
to
it, I like, oh, like, take pictures, you know, as time flies. And I'm like, yeah, I should have done more.
Even now, I look back and I was like, damn, I wish I would have took more pictures.
Yeah, me too.
When she was like tiny. Cause I have some, but it's not a lot. Like I just wish I had more. But it's like now that we're digging into that, like postpartum was hard. Well, nobody talks about that. Like it affects your mental health so much.
I feel like since you give birth, you're very emotional. I feel like very hormonal. Like, especially like if something were to happen to you, then I feel like that's what like maybe like clicks it. You know, like. But I feel like if you know, good thing nothing makes it activate. Then I feel like you'll be fine.
Yeah, no, but like nobody like. I thought it was like the movies again. Like you have the baby sleeping most of the day. Like you're fine. Like you know, you just get the baby that cries here and there. You just go like this, and then it stops crying.
Yeah,
and then like okay. And then you drop the baby like nothing. My baby was like and I was like, how do you make it stop? And I was like, something about me. Like turn the phone in my ears. No, but at the beginning, like in the beginning I had Ivan for at least a month because this job only gave him a month. And
oh wow.
Yeah, I was, even though I feel like they should give them at least, they should give us a year and they should give them 6 months. Yeah, so I'm like, because it's hard and it's called the newborn trenches. Nobody talks about newborn trenches. Like, no, I was going through, in the beginning it was okay because I had him. So I would take the morning shift and he would take the night shift. And now that I had a tear, it was kind of hard to sometimes I was so afraid to even look. I was just like with the little paper. No, scared. I'm like, what if I see something that I don't want to see, or what if my vagina is like that looking, like like no, I don't want to see that. So I didn't look at my vagina until like maybe 6 months. I was like, let it heal, like let it be for a little bit. But no, yeah, like it was very hard. Like how do you control the crying, and how do you control like the sleeping schedule? Does she need a schedule? How much time she needs to eat? Did she eat enough? Like why is she crying now? Like okay, I gotta burp her. I'm like okay, then it's like a checklist in your head. Like okay, why is she crying? She burped. She ate. Could it be her diaper? Could it be this? Is it colic now? And I was just like going crazy, and I barely had help. Not that I also asked for help. I feel like
us women, I feel like we're just like that. We're like, oh, no, we're fine. Like, I'm good.
But we're dying and drowning inside. But we're like, no, we don't need help. Like, we got it. But in my head, it's like, I need help. If somebody asks me if I need help, I'll say no. So it's like, I'm doing it to myself. And I feel like that still is, something that needs to be worked on. But it's easier when I have Ivan. Because I feel like when I have Ivan, it's more like, I need help. Okay, here. But if it's like somebody else, like, no, I don't need help. It's okay. But if it's Ivan, like he's like, oh, do you want me to take her? And I'll be like, okay. Because I'm like, I know, like, and I'm in the house, I'm like, okay, I'm watching and I'm listening to anything. Like, she was so tiny on my head, like, oh my god, like, I could just, like, she could break. Yes, like a glass, But, yeah, like, I don't know. I don't feel like a lot of women are.
And you learn with your first one, too, you know?
You do. I feel like mom instincts just kick in.
Yeah.
It is crazy how it kicks in. Because at first I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then it just kicks in. I was like, wait. It's like we come out like mama bears. Like, we protect our cubs from everything. I feel like if I just does something like, oh, why you did that? Oh, now why is she crying? I'm waiting to my baby. There's nothing. I'm like, something. Why she crying?
You know, just be crying.
Yeah, like I'm like, I know her better than you know her, and she's like, huh? Like I'm like, I gave birth to her. Like I know, like. But I don't know. I know I'm very overprotective when it comes to a Leo.
You want certain things done certain ways.
Yes, like.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, sometimes, if I ask for your opinion, give it to me. If I don't ask for it, shut the fuck up. Like I never ask for your opinion. I hate like when people think like they know my child better than I know my child.
Okay.
Like it's like, oh, maybe ella tiene frío, maybe she feels cold, and I'm like, it's 90 degrees outside. They're like, no, you gotta put a long sleeve on. I'm like, long sleeve in the 90-degree weather, and I'm like, if I'm sweating and wearing a tank top, how is my child gonna look like with a freaking long sleeve? I'm like, no, but babies can't like make temperatures like their own or something, and I'm like, alright. Or like, oh, baby should do this, baby should do that. I'm like, oh, bro, mind your own business. I don't know if you had that experience, because I'm like, I just know like, for me, I didn't really have family near me, so I was okay with that. But when I was drowning, that's when it hurt the most. It's like, damn, I'm really alone here. But like, how was your experience when it came to that, like postpartum?
Well, thankfully I had my mom with me, cause aunt, he missed work already 3 days because since I was in the hospital for 3 days, he was with me. It was him and it was my mom. They'll take turns. Then afterwards, when I got home, the next day he had to go to work, and thankfully I had my mom with me. So she'll tell me like, oh, just sleep. I'll take the baby. She'll make me breakfast. She'll make me teas. And also because like I had a C-section too, so she was probably like,
that's
you know, like just rest. I got this, which I'm thankful for. But at that part, like I had help. It's just I don't know. Like I feel like the day I got home, I had asked my old job like about going into maternity leave, like so I could get paid and stuff like that. But they had denied me, and they told me no. So once I read that email when I got home, I guess it triggered something in me that I just started crying, and I would just cry. And ever since then, I would just cry out of nowhere at home. Something like when my baby was there, like I would just cry. Not that I wanted to do any harm to him, you know. It's just very emotional, very like, with also like trying to get up, going to the bathroom, walking. I would have to also, they gave me needles. I had to inject myself my thighs.
Why?
Because since I did have the C-section, I guess the epidural or something, it would make my legs swell up a lot.
No way, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. So I would just inject myself, which would hurt. I honestly don't even know if I did it right, but I would do it. And
So you were your own nurse.
yeah, technically, I should be a nurse now.
You're for real? What? That's crazy.
But yeah, and then also like I would just pump out milk, but since it would hurt, I wouldn't really do it as much. So I only did it maybe for like the first 2 months, and then from there, like I just stopped it, because also I heard that if you're crying and you give your baby milk, you can pass it to them towards your milk. So I didn't want that. I was like, no, like. No. But overall, my baby was such a great baby, and like thank God that he was such a good baby. He barely cried. And I mean, it was hard to birth him, but after that, like it was just like, I'll just put him in bed and just fall asleep.
Yeah, I know. I feel like Aaliyah was in the beginning. I don't know, maybe because I was desesperada. I was like, no, like she's so hard to deal with. But then I would hear stories. I was like, wait, okay, Aaliyah's not that bad then. I'm like, she's actually pretty good. It was just that she just needed her sound machine, and she needs to be rocked a little. But once you find the flow,
yeah,
you know
what to do.
Yeah.
Those that get it.
Yeah.
Don't.
No, yeah, because in the beginning it was hard for them. We got the hang of it. Like she would only want to fall asleep with her dad. Now it's like mommy.
Yeah.
But then that could be a lot sometimes too.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on the mom too. That's all you hear, mom.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your dad's right there.
Yeah. He's like, you don't want daddy? And I'm like, no. And I'm like, yes, you do. And then she's like, well, they don't want me. And I was like, stop, make them want you then. I'm like, give me like space a little bit. But but then I feel like when she does give me space, then I'm like, why are you not choosing me? Why do you love me?
Or you're like on your phone, like,
yeah, like I miss her. Yeah, I've been missing her when
Yeah, me
she was going to
too.
sleep. I'm like, I miss her.
Or if you go out, you feel guilty. You're like,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah, that's
Like,
me
why am I
all the
having
time.
fun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
okay, let me text my mom. Like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, can I FaceTime her? He's like, for what? And I was like, I just want to make sure she's okay. She's like, she's sleeping. Good. Can you wake her up then? So I can say hi.
Okay,
Like, no.
I miss him, but I don't think.
Yeah, but it's funny because I
I
miss her, but then like when she wakes up like, well, she always wakes up in a good mood. I'm not gonna lie, but when she is like cranky, I'm like, hey, Ivan, your baby's crying. Like, she scares me. And she'd be like, and I'm like, I was like, what do you want? She's like, and I'm like, no, I don't know. And I'm like, Ivan, help, like, just get her. But I'm glad that we get to talk, in this platform when it comes to motherhood. I feel like a lot of women don't, at least like our generation. I haven't seen like people that we could actually like talk to when it comes to
or like
motherhood.
even like take advantage.
What?
Like advice from people, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, oh, how did you do it? Or how was
Yeah.
it? Or, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, not really.
And the ones like, are gonna become first time moms, like they don't tell them, they only tell them the good things.
Yeah, it's
But
just
it's
also like
the-
what comes with it, so like the bad stuff as
Yeah.
well.
Not that, yeah, because I'm like, maybe they could know, like, about, especially postpartum, like, or like how to take care of you after postpartum, what to do before the baby gets here. I don't know, like, there's a lot of, and like, yeah, we do have like platforms like TikTok and stuff like that, but like, sometimes you just want to hear from someone more relatable.
Right.
Because when you see these content creators, I don't know, like I feel like they have a lot of help. They have, they have money, they have help. That's great. But when it comes to like us, like what are we, middle class, poor whatever we are, I just feel like it's hard, and it's nice to just to sit and just to talk
Yeah.
about regular, not human, because regular middle class things. With someone that
And also, I feel like,
understands you.
and also maybe I feel like it also depends on like how you were raised too,
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. If you're like more of like old fashioned parents, then obviously I'm pretty sure like you won't really hear this type of conversations.
Yeah.
Like for them it's like, oh, postpartum doesn't exist. That's only for like
depressed
crazy people.
Who are you?
Yeah,
Really
like
depressed.
that doesn't exist. Like it's just you. You're tú eres la loca. You know?
Yeah.
So when it comes to
Like,
that,
what's wrong
just
with you? Why are you so unhappy? And it's
yeah,
like,
and it's just like I don't know, like
yeah, they're like, no, it's fine. Just ponte a limpiar.
Yeah.
Like you'll be fine. You'll get over it.
yeah.
Or like go to sleep or go away.
Or like if you don't like, what the one of the things I hated the most was like, oh, are you breastfeeding him? And I'll be like, no. I'm like, oh, why not? That's you're giving him formula, and I'm just like, yeah, but like that's one thing I hated, like
Chris
so bad, and it's like I already feel it in me that I really did want to, and then you're over here like judging me for not, you don't know like what happened. What's the reason for it? But I don't have to sit here and tell you like, well, this happened, but I'm just like,
yeah. But yeah, well, I mean, I think for our first episode, I think this was good, so you guys could know a little bit more about why us becoming first time moms, like mental health is always like a big thing they should talk about. You guys get to know a little more about how we became first time moms. Like obviously we're not gonna sugarcoat it, where it wasn't easy at all. I just think it's good to hear other people's stories.
yeah, maybe you can relate, maybe not, like
yeah. And you can let us know in the comments if you can relate. And if you can't, well, maybe you wait one day and you can go back to this video and then you'll know and you could relate at that point. But yeah, I feel like that was a good first episode. We'll definitely be coming with new episodes. We're gonna be trying to maybe upload them to you guys, so you guys will probably see it on Monday coming up. We're gonna try to stay consistent because motherhood is really hard, and it's like
especially
so
having
hard.
especially having one day to yourself.
Yes,
I feel
like this is our only time where we're really like off. Like the husbands have the kids, they're dealing with them, and you know it's just nice to just be with each other, just get to talk.
Yeah,
like
sometimes
you know,
like it's therapeutic, you know.
yeah, like you just need someone to talk to, and I feel like that's okay as a first time mom or just a mom in general. You just need a break from everything, and you know that's why we're here. So we can give, we get a break. We can give them a break. So hopefully you're watching this and you're catching a good time and they're having a break to listen to this. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode. Okay, you don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and press the notification bell button thingy. So thank you. Bye.